Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Wanted to remind everybody before we get going, XRP Las Vegas, the largest XRP conference in the world, will be in 69 days, 14 hours, 34 minutes, 2 seconds. This is when the ticket sales begin to accelerate, and I know that they were about to sell out of the VIP tickets, and so all that'll be left will be general admission. So if you've been thinking about it, you might want to go check it out. Okay, I wanted to show you this because the IPO markets are starting to move. Now this guy's not bullish on the Reddit IPO, but the point is that they're starting to hype up this IPO market. You're noticing it.
Biggest highlight for you?
It just wasn't very impressive. I mean, this company's been around for 19 years. It has 72.
So anyway, this guy's not thrilled on the Reddit IPO, but the point is that the IPO market's been slow for the last couple of years, and a lot of people are thinking this is the year. I think it's going to be in conjunction with crypto. I think the timing is perfect for the crypto bull run combined with the IPO market heating up, giving me flashbacks of the .com boom. So this will be fun. Now, I got one of my friends to send me this. This is the NASDAQ IPO calendar. So as we approach, we know Circle has filed for IPO. We know that Link2 is going to file, or they said they're going to file. And so I'm keeping an eye out here on these because it's coming. And Link2, of course, is my sponsor, and they've got several companies that I think are candidates on the platform that are for potential IPO this year and in 2025. So go check it out if you have not. Okay, this is great. So apparently Elizabeth Warren's starting to get a little Apparently Elizabeth Warren is starting to get a little creeped out by John Deaton running against her. It's going to be rough on her when she has to actually answer to all of her lies. It's going to be tough. Watch this.
The Democratic senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, apparently, according to reports, our own Charlie Gasparino, frantically rallying her donor base to help her ward off a new GOP challenger for her Senate seat. Charlie, who's got her worried?
His name is John Deaton. He has been on this show with you many times.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell me about my collar. Sorry. In any event, you have to dress me too.
I know, garanimals.
By the way, I should point out my producer, Ellie Terrett's been doing amazing work on this. This is her reporting for the most part. And she's been following this campaign. Now, she came to me and says, John Deaton, this crypto attorney, he's the guy that's behind the Ripple. He was for the Ripple the XRP holders. He was essentially one of their top lawyers in fighting back the SEC assault on Ripple and XRP. She says he's got a chance. I didn't believe it. And then all of a sudden, she starts reporting about, this is really interesting, Liz, Elizabeth Warren, like one of the top senators in the country. Ensconced is sending all these emails out, frantically looking to raise money, calling him a MAGA GOPer that's backed up by Wall Street. I mean, it's so over the top. It's also so wrong.
He's not.
Well, he's not MAGA at all. He doesn't support either. I mean, he's essentially a moderate Republican, ex-Marine. Centrist guy, not MAGA. Basically says he's not crazy about either Biden or Trump. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't.
Like most of the country.
Like most of the country right now, if you believe in polls. He's kind of like there. And here's the other thing that's interesting. I had Ellie look this up. Her polling is starting to fade off. he might just have a chance. Now, I mean, obviously she's going to be raising a ton of money. She's trying to do it right now. She's employing other senators to help her out to raise money. So she's going to come at him with everything she's got. But you got to ask yourself, why is she so afraid of John Deaton, who essentially is a kind of a cult figure, a cult hero, I guess you could say, with a very narrow portion of the population that holds XRP, crypto. He does put out a popular blog, but, she sees something in him. And I think what she sees in him is that the country is in many ways.
What she sees is a real crypto army behind him. And she also sees that army joining forces with the rest of crypto. And she also has seen what that army did to Gary. So what can the combined army do to her?
Not far right, not far left.
Right.
They're somewhere in the middle. They don't like what's going on in the border. They hate inflation. They don't like tons of spending. They don't like the far left. They hate wokeism. That's a lot of stuff that she stands for. And she might just lose independence in that state. Massachusetts is a wonky state. Mitt Romney was the governor. I think Charlie Baker was the last Republican governor recently. Or is he
popular? And Bill Weld was
Bill
a
Weld.
Republican
So remember,
governor.
it can go back. It can go back and forth. Who knows where this ends up? It'll be very interesting. Scott Brown had this seat before her. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember, Republican. So this is going to be really interesting. Stay tuned. There's a reason why she's freaking out. It's not because of his
bigger
bald head
reason.
and
The following.
his
Marine.
goatee and
Or
marine.
his marine chops.
Yeah, yes.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what the bigger reason is. Do you know what there are no in all of media? You can't get more views than you can get on X, the X platform, because as of right now, for the most part, it's not being censored anymore. We know that the mainstream media carries the narrative. The reason that they don't get any viewership anymore is because everybody knows they're not telling the truth and they're carrying narratives for their handlers. So the real problem Elizabeth Warren has is the X platform. Remember what happened to Tucker Carlson when he left Fox? His viewership is like 10 or 20 times what it was on Fox, because now people are drawn to the truth. So Elizabeth Warren, all of her narrative media, they can't match the X platform. And so what's about to happen, and that's where crypto lives, folks. Crypto lives on X. Crypto has been on X since I got in this. That's where crypto has really thrived. So guess what? Millions more people are going to find out about all the reasons to vote for John Deaton over this old crow who has lied and I think she was corrupted from the beginning. Her friends, she hangs with George Soros in the crowd. That's who her people are. So, unless she's got Massachusetts rigged, I don't think there's any question she could easily get her butt kicked, which she deserves. Let me show you this. This is from Eleanor Tarrant. New survey of more than 500 Boston.com readers finds 57% believe Senator Warren is vulnerable to Deaton for Senate in the race for her seat, while 39% say she's too entrenched in the state's political fabric. Let's just watch. Then this one, Scoop, Senator Warren, she's in email overdrive. She sent out like 3 emails to try to raise money, obviously a little freaked out. But here's the problem. This is the problem. The chickens are coming home to roost for Senator Warren. You can't ignore the will of the people for long enough. She didn't just ignore what the people wanted. She said, F you, and I'm going to build my own anti-crypto army, even though you want crypto, Massachusetts.
Then what's the real reason? Well, when you look at the public record, you find out that Senator Warren has been hammering the White House to do this for years. And she has effectively been running the Biden administration's digital asset policy for years. Her former staffers have held very high-level positions at the White House, including at the National Economic Council, which coordinates the financial regulatory policy on digital assets. So, September 2022, the White House issued statements and fact sheets regarding their goals on digital assets. One of those was to have mandatory energy reporting for Bitcoin mining.
Okay. Now, Fruition Films said they're hitting the record button tomorrow. Is today tomorrow? What's the date? Today's the 23rd. So tomorrow, they're going to be hitting the record button, XRP Unleashed. Who would you like to see in the documentary? I have been feeding them the names of all sorts of people, like the previously known as the Twitter sleuths, and anybody who's reached out to me. I've tried to put them in touch with these guys. We want as many people involved that have been here as possible. I love this. Uphold has just announced Uphold Baskets, your one-click solution for crypto diversification. I went through and read this, and my understanding of this is not like you're actually, like if you go and buy, they've got the big three basket. If you go and buy the big three, it equally allots your money to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And you actually own that asset. So you're not like getting like the equivalent of a share divided amongst those assets. This is the actual asset you're getting. Very cool. I might have to use this some. Then we got this from Ashley Prosper, another day, another motion to dismiss. This time it's Kraken versus SEC. Kraken highlights the SEC shifting positions. What, you mean lying? When it comes to regulating digital assets, and asked the court to dismiss the claims against it. Just like the mythical creature the company is named after, I hope Kraken drags the SEC beneath the rolling waves. So I remember a lot of these attorneys saying that the Coinbase motion to dismiss, if granted, would be devastating. It would be a huge win for crypto. I hope this one is the same. Donald Trump weighed in on Bitcoin. They were asking him about Bitcoin. Let's see what he has to say.
China obviously has its own push in for the Chinese digital currency. But isn't the next logical step for you to embrace Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin obviously is decentralized. The government can't get its hands on it. What about Bitcoin with all the young people, including African Americans, who are very interested in it?
Well, a lot of people are doing it. I always liked one currency. I call it a currency. I like the dollar. But a lot of people are doing it. And frankly, it's taken a life of its own. You probably have to do some regulation, as you know. But many people are embracing it. And more I'm seeing people wanting to pay Bitcoin. And you're seeing something that's interesting. So I can live with it one way or the other. I've always liked one really powerful thing, and that's called the dollar.
That one little thing right there could be a big deal, because he's not coming from the angle of trying to shut all this down and stop it the way the current administration is. The current administration, if they were smart, they'd throw Elizabeth Warren overboard. She's going to be a big part of the reason that they lose, if they do lose, because of what she's done with crypto. Her and Gary, that is. Second most held coin on BitHum, Korea's second largest exchange, is XRP, with a total of 1.38 million people holding it. Korea gets it, folks. Korea got it back in 2018 before CoinMarketCap, while I was asleep, while the world was asleep. CoinMarketCap decides to just pull the pricing because XRP was so popular over in Korea. There was a discrepancy in price, and they just decided to just take that out of the calculation overnight, so that it appeared when we woke up that XRP's price had crashed, causing the market to crash. XRP never recovered. We've shown a lot of things about who owned CoinMarketCap at the time. I would say that just as few people were willing to cover that as were willing to cover ETHgate, because there's probably a there. I've told you a million times, I think there were about 10 to 15 parts to trying to take out Ripple and XRP. Industry-wide and people. Okay, in DAIXRP.com, we're going to go and we're going to hit, we're going to go over 10 things that could potentially cause the XRP price to go nuts or to surge. Okay, I wanted to talk about 10 potential things, and we're going to talk about something else in there too. Actually, I can pull this up. We're going to do a little bit of talking about Tether, How about those apps? But you see there's things in here we can't talk about. We can talk about them in the group. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Let's go talk about Tether.